In January 2021, I did right around $1,000 in sales in my Amazon business. In December 2021, I did over 300K in revenue and crossed the 1 million in sales. Year to date, we're going to talk in this video about how I went 1,000 in sales in a month, ending up doing over 1 million in sales for the year. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome. My name is Miles. I'm a 23-year-old seven-figure Amazon seller, and I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to help you make more money in your Amazon business. Let's get right into the video. I'm pretty excited for this video because I kind of get to go through my entire story and some of the stuff and major, I guess, inflection points that led to big results coming in 2021, making my first six figures in a year in profit, and all that largely driven by selling stuff through Amazon. And the video basically going through 1K a month to over 1 million in sales for the year. We're going to go through no better place to look than just a screenshot of my seller app here. So about 1.028 million in sales last year. Obviously, nowhere close to that is everything in profit. For Amazon, typically you can expect between a 15 and 20% net. If you're above that, you probably are at a smaller scale, or if you're, above me and doing that's incredible. And if you're below that, you are probably not being as selective as you need to be for a healthy business. But, we all have our own metrics and everything. So going back to January 2021, like I said, right around it is like $1,000 in sales, and then February 3,000 in sales, right around something like that. Basically, you guys can see on the chart, it was not much. And what I was doing back then was literally just all book arbitrage from thrift stores and stuff like that. And I had really kind of quit several months prior and not really focused on it much at all. And that's why my sales were so low. My biggest month with books was probably around like 10 grand in sales or so, but not enough to make a full-time income and all that. And the reason why I hadn't expanded into any other categories like what I do now with some clothing, some shoes, some toys, some of these different categories as well, I just didn't know how to get ungated in them. Basically, what ungating is, if you aren't familiar, Amazon limits a lot of new selling accounts, selling a lot of the more popular types of products, like a lot of the hottest toys and everything, grocery items, beauty items, and all that, because they want to make sure people aren't selling counterfeits to their platform, and they want to make sure people are legit and everything. And the only way, besides in a rare case getting auto ungated, which as a new account you won't in a lot of stuff, is to get an invoice from an authorized distributor with 10 units of something. I had no idea how to do that the first year and a half of my Amazon career. Luckily, all that information is out now. Give you guys some free game. If you want to get beauty, toys, or grocery items ungated, you can order from EE Distribution for toys and Frontier Co-op for the other categories I mentioned, beauty and grocery. And if you want to get any of the big clothing and apparel brands, you can order from Eastbay. And you'll get an invoice for them. You submit that to Amazon when you then apply. Just make sure the item you buy is also listed on Amazon, so you can then pull that ASIN and apply for it. And eventually, once you have some sales history, like a lot of stuff these days, I just get auto ungated in. But basically, and so for January and February, I was not doing a lot in sales. Amazon was my main focus. I was kind of failing, or I would say definitely failing, to build a Facebook ads agency where I would reach out to local businesses and try to run Facebook ads for them and charge like $1,000 a month. A fantastic model. It just wasn't for me. I hated the idea of client facing, at least at that time. And basically, come mid-February, or I guess come February and January, or sorry, January and February and March, I learned how to get ungated. One of my friends online, I was building my personal brand the whole time. He told me how to get it ungated in Nike and Adidas. And I went and tried, and I was like, wow, that actually worked. Okay. And then I was watching a Gary Vee video, my boy Gary Vee, and he was like, you have to be responding to comments of everyone who comments on your content and everything. And I was like, oh, Gary Vee, I'm going to go further. I'm going to message everyone that commented on that post and like thank them, see if they have any questions and anything. And one of the people I ended up messaging was actually my buddy Garrett, who I now have the podcast with. He's a really good friend of mine. And we actually ended up getting on Zoom. I think it was that night or at least that week, and started chopping up about Amazon. He was already killing it, at least for the numbers at the time. He's now doing way more just like me, basically. But he was like showing me different things, different softwares, tactical arbitrage, and all this stuff. And you guys can see right between February and March right there. March, I did around 30K in sales. Then it looks like April is right around 40. And I was only merchant filling at the time. I wasn't doing Amazon FBA, at least for the non-book products, for whatever reason. And so I was literally just merchant fulfilling everything, and then went on vacation, so I couldn't merchant fill anything. That's why my sales dropped so much come May. June, I was back, I think right around 50K in sales for June. July, 60K, all shoes at this point with a little bit of clothing, which was working great. I was starting to expand into some other brands, which was fantastic. And then, right, so July was right around 60K. And then you guys can see in September and August, I was able to pass 100K in sales per month for the first time, which was amazing. Even at 15% net, that's 15 grand in profit, which literally like 9 months prior to that, I had graduated college and was going to be making a lot less than that in a month if I hadn't just gone ahead and tried this online business stuff for 2021. Luckily, it ended up working clearly. Now I'm able to do this totally full time and comfortably, but it really just came down to building a solid base of replenishable items and then really exploiting those and not being afraid to merchant fulfill and all different stuff like that. But I put the time in to learn how to source stuff really well last spring and then really learn how to execute on it and get capital. My buying criteria was good. I was confident in my decision. So I was then scaling out using credit and all that. And that's a beautiful thing that was actually able to get me to over 100K a month in sales for August and September. And then basically, I had a big issue with inauthentic complaints in the beginning of October and end of September. So my sales ended up dipping. But basically, I started really loading up, buying heavy to then send stuff into FBA and really scale come November. And you guys can see. So literally, like, right, you guys can see it's not linear. It's like because I talked about this in another video I posted or am posting very soon. It's not linear with growth. It's like you learn, and then you just start making more. Like you guys can see, it kind of went like that. It started picking up a lot come the end of the year because not only just Q4, but also just much better at finding stuff. Because literally all your success comes down to finding profitable items. Obviously, there's logistics and stuff like that, but the people that are doing better than me on Amazon are much better at finding profitable items. And the people who are doing less than me, there's a good chance the reason why I'm having more success for them is because I'm finding more profitable items. And in terms of the sourcing like stuff, I have several videos on my channel talking about sourcing. And then we also, in our FBA roadmap course, we talk a lot about sourcing. There's tons of videos in there. And basically, that's what differentiates people with all this stuff. So November, over 200K in sales, which was amazing. It was mind blowing to make like over 30K in a month. And then December, it kept going and peaked. And until that, I probably won't pass that until December this year because it's just crazy with the holidays how volume picks up. But in December, I was able to make over 50K in profit, and that was all just online arbitrage, buying stuff that there's profitable opportunity between whatever I'm buying from. That could be Walmart.com and Amazon, exploiting that, pocketing the profit, and getting those items to customers that want them. People pay a lot for the convenience of Amazon Prime, for the convenience and trust they get from Amazon. And for us as resellers, that's a great opportunity. And you guys can see, like, I cannot reiterate it enough, right? 3,000% growth year over year. Obviously, this year will be nothing like that. My goal for this year is 2.5 million in sales, so a 2.5x increase. And literally, like, I cannot stress enough how much it just comes down to understanding how to find profitable items and really taking the time to learn this stuff. This is a skill just like anything else. You're not just going to be able to start this and make thousands in profit immediately. You're going to have to learn these processes, learn to use different software eventually. And as you go, your workflow changes, right? Eventually you start probably using prep centers, you get virtual assistants, you're using software to take away a lot of the low ROI activities so you can only focus on higher ROI activities and finding profitable items. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of cool to dig into my story a little bit. Big takeaways, stay for this part. Big takeaways, find other Amazon sellers and talk to them as much as possible, because in real life, it's impossible to find people that know about this stuff. Most of them have no idea people even sell on Amazon. And so these online communities, right? Like, for example, tonight with all our FBA Roadmap course members, we have a Zoom call. We'll be doing Q&A, meeting each other. We have a Make a Mastermind section of that as well, that people get to know each other and everything. And that's super, super important to just find these people to mastermind with. Like I said, with Garrett, I met him back in February. We also had our buddies Jake and Danny in there too, which I'm still great friends with. We all did over 1 million each that year, and we all started basically at zero, or like a lot, obviously a lot less than over 100K a month in sales throughout all this. And so, yeah, just to reiterate, like I said, 15 to 20% ed is pretty normal for Amazon. As you hit scale, that decreases because typically there's, infrastructure and stuff you need to take care of, getting other people involved and all that. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Excited. I think this time next year, or maybe a little earlier in the year, not in March or April, I'll go ahead and make a similar video like this for 2022. But I thank you guys so much for watching this. I really appreciate you spending some time with me today. Let me know any questions, what videos you want to see, all that. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one, posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thanks a lot.